The ship glided through space like a shadow. Inside the cockpit, Rika pointed at a glowing red planet on the screen. "That's Zarnak Outpost 13, she said. "Drexel, the slaver captain, is hiding there." Jack looked at the screen. His jaw tightened. "Then we don't knock. We go in." Rika raised an eyebrow. "You planning to walk into a Zarnak fortress?" Jack stood. "No, I'm going to burn it down." Hours later, Zarnak Outpost 13. The outpost was built into the side of an asteroid. It was full of tunnels, lights, and alien guards. Zarnak ships came and went, carrying cargo, some of it human. Jack wore black armor. His helmet covered his face, but his eyes were ice cold. Rika dropped him off outside the radar range. He moved in silently. Shadows were his weapon. The air smelled like smoke and fuel. Inside the station, slaves were kept in cages. Maya wasn't here, but Jack needed answers. He slipped into the dark hallways. A back room, full of aliens. 3 Zarnak sat at a table, laughing. A human boy, no older than 10, was chained to a wall nearby. His face was bruised. Suddenly, the lights went out. One of the Zarnak stood. What? Then the door exploded. Smoke filled the room. A shape moved through it. Fast, silent, deadly. Jack. Before the guards could scream, he was already inside. A knife flew. 1 Zarnak fell. Jack shot the second in the head. The third tried to run. Jack grabbed him, slammed him into the wall, and held a blade to his throat. "Where's Drexel?" Jack growled. "He left." The alien gasped. "Took the new slaves to the next base." "Where?" "Station V4. He's meeting the warlord himself." Jack didn't hesitate. He stabbed the alien and turned to the boy. "You okay?" The boy nodded weakly. They took a girl. She kept saying her dad would come. Was her name Maya?" Jack froze. Then he picked up the boy. "You're coming with me." Minutes later, chaos in the station. Explosions shook the walls. Jack had planted charges in the fuel room. As he escaped with the boy, fire spread through the halls. Screams followed. Sirens blared. Zarnak soldiers ran everywhere, trying to stop the chaos. But Jack was already gone. Outside, Rika flew low and fast. Jack grabbed a hook line and jumped with the boy in his arms. They flew away as the station burned behind them. Rika looked back. "You lit the whole place on fire." Jack didn't blink. They deserved it. On the ship, safe for now, the boy sat on a chair, drinking water. He looked at Jack with wide eyes. "You're really her dad?" Jack nodded. "She said you'd come." The other kids, they didn't believe her, but she was sure. Jack's voice was low. "She believed in me when no one else did." The boy looked down. "She was trying to protect us. She got hurt because she fought back." Jack's eyes burned with rage. "Where is Station V4? Rika pulled up the map. "It's deep in Zarnak territory, heavily guarded. Not a place humans walk into." Jack stood. "Then I'll walk through it." Rika sighed. "You know, if you keep burning stations, they'll send hunters." "Let them come," Jack said. "I'll send them back in pieces." Meanwhile, Station V4. Maya sat in a cold, dark room. Chains held her wrists. A tall Zarnak with gold armor stood in front of her. His name was Warlord Krex. "You are strong," he said. "Most humans cry, but not you." Maya stared at him. "Because I know what's coming." Krex smiled. "You mean your father?" "I've heard of him now. The humans call him the ghost. But even ghosts die." Maya smiled for the first time. "Not my dad." Back in space, Jack sharpened a knife in silence. The boy was asleep. Rika was flying. The stars outside passed quickly. Jack picked up Maya's necklace and held it. He spoke quietly to himself. "I'm close, Maya. Just hold on. I'll tear down their world if I have to. Rika turned her head. You know Station V4 is a trap, right? Jack looked at her. I don't care. She nodded. Didn't think you would. Jack looked at the stars. They thought I was a farmer. They thought I was weak. They made one mistake. His eyes burned like fire. They touched my daughter. The sun was setting on the farming colony of New Terra 4. It was a quiet evening. The air was still. The crops moved gently in the wind. Children laughed and played in the fields. No one expected death to fall from the sky. Maya, a 14-year-old girl with brown eyes and wild hair, was running through the wheat fields. She was chasing the small robot dog her father had built from scrap. She laughed as the robot beeped and turned in circles. Life was peaceful. Her father, Jack, watched from the porch. He was tall, with a rough beard and cold blue eyes. To others, he looked like a normal farmer. But inside, he was something else, something dangerous. Jack once belonged to Ghost Unit 9, the deadliest team in human Black Ops. He left that life long ago. He only wanted to raise his daughter in peace. But peace never lasts. Suddenly, dark shapes flew down from the sky. Black ships with red lights. They made no sound. The crops bent from the blast of air. The children screamed. Zarnak raiders. Someone yelled. People ran. The raiders came fast. Tall, armored aliens jumped from the ships. They grabbed screaming children and shot anyone who resisted. The colony had no weapons. It was a slaughter. Jack's heart stopped when he saw Maya frozen in fear. Zarnak grabbed her arm. No, Jack roared. He ran forward, but another raider hit him with an electric rod. His body shook. He fell to the ground. Maya screamed, Daddy. Jack looked up, his vision blurry. He saw Maya being dragged into the ship. She kicked and cried. The ship door closed. The engines roared. And then they were gone. Silence. Smoke rose from the fields. The colony burned. Bodies lay in the dirt, but Jack didn't see any of it. He only saw the empty sky where the ship vanished. 3 hours later, Jack sat alone in the dark. His hands were shaking, not from fear, but from rage. He stared at a small necklace in his hand. Maya's necklace. It had fallen during the fight. She was gone, taken by the Zarnak. He knew what that meant. The Zarnak didn't just kill. They sold humans as slaves, experiments, and worse. Maya was now just a number in a cage, unless he found her. Jack stood up. He walked behind the barn. There was a metal door buried under the dirt. He opened it and climbed down a ladder. Inside was a small room, cold and hidden. Dust covered the walls. This place hadn't been opened in years. Jack looked at the black metal box in the corner. He opened it. Inside were weapons, knives, guns, armor with old scars, a black helmet with a red skull mark, the symbol of Ghost Unit 9, and one last thing, a small badge. The words on it were simple. If found, run. Jack slowly picked up a knife. His hand stopped shaking. His eyes became hard, like they were many years ago. He didn't feel pain anymore. He felt purpose. Later that night, Jack sat in front of an old transmitter. He spoke into the mic. This is Ghost 9. Code, Black Echo. They took my daughter. Sending coordinates now. Need a ship. He let go of the button. A moment later, a reply came. Ghost 9. I hoped you were dead. I'll be there in 10 hours. We'll get her back. Jack turned off the radio. He put on his armor. It still fit. He looked in the mirror and didn't see a farmer anymore. He saw a weapon. He picked up Maya's necklace and placed it around his neck. I'm coming, baby, he whispered. And I'll burn the stars to find you. Back in space, the Zarnak ship flew fast toward the outer rim. Inside, Maya sat in a dark cell. Her face was bruised. She held back tears. She missed her father. She was scared. A guard walked by and laughed. "You're weak. Your people always beg before they die." Maya looked up. Her eyes were full of fire. "My dad's coming for me," she said. "You're all dead." The guard laughed again. "Your dad? A farmer? Please." But he didn't know. He didn't know that the man they hurt wasn't just a father. He was death itself. The stars were cold and silent as the night wolf approached Station V4. The station was massive. Black metal, tall towers, glowing red lights. It floated near a dead moon. Around it, warships circled like sharks. Rika looked at Jack. "There's no way to sneak in. We'll have to go loud." Jack stared at the screen. "Then let's be loud." Inside Station V4, Maya sat in a locked room, her face pale but her eyes strong. She had counted the hours. She knew her dad was coming. The guards laughed, but she didn't care. Suddenly, the lights flickered. An alarm screamed through the station. The guard outside her door jumped to his feet. "Intruder alert. Human ship breached the docking bay." Maya smiled. "Told you. Docking bay, 1 minute earlier." The night wolf hit the landing deck hard. The ramp opened. Jack stepped out. Alone. Zarnak guards rushed in with weapons. Jack moved fast. He threw a smoke bomb, then vanished into the smoke. Screams followed. Gunfire lit up the fog. One by one, the Zarnak fell. Knives, bullets, fists. It was over in seconds. Rika's voice came through the comm. "I'm holding the ship. Get Maya." Jack didn't reply. He was already gone, into the dark halls of Station V4. Command room. Warlord Krex watches. Krex stood in front of a large screen. He watched the chaos unfold. A soldier ran in. "Sir, it's him, the human ghost." Krex growled. "Let him come. I've fought legends before. None lived." He turned to another soldier. "Move the girl to the upper chamber. Guard her with your life." Jack, moving through the station. Jack moved like a shadow, fast and quiet. He took out cameras. He used old codes from his Black Ops days to open doors. The station was full of traps, but he was faster. He left a trail of bodies behind him. One Zarnak soldier begged for mercy. Jack grabbed him by the throat. "Where's the girl?" Upper chamber, guarded by Krex himself." Jack dropped him. "Thanks." Then he pulled the pin from a grenade and left it on the floor. Boom. Upper chamber. Maya is moved. Maya was pulled by 2 guards through a metal hallway. Suddenly, bang. One guard's head exploded. The other turned and froze. Jack was standing there, a pistol smoking in his hand. "Let her go," he said. The guard dropped Maya and ran, but didn't get far. Jack's blade caught him in the back. Maya ran into her father's arms. "Daddy." Jack held her tight. "I'm here. I've got you." Maya looked up. "I told them you'd come." Jack kissed her forehead. "You're the only thing I've ever done right." But then, a heavy door opened. Warlord Krex stepped in, towering and armored, holding a giant plasma axe. "You're brave," Krex said, "but this is where your story ends." Jack gently pushed Maya behind him. "I'm not here to talk," he said. "I'm here to kill you." The fight. Ghost vs. Warlord. Krex charged. Jack rolled aside, firing his pistol. Krex's armor took the hits. The axe swung hard. Jack ducked, barely missing the blade. Jack pulled a flashbang and threw it. Krex roared in pain. Jack jumped forward, slashing with a knife. Sparks flew. Krex punched him. Jack flew into the wall. Maya screamed, "Dad." Jack stood, bleeding but calm. "Is that all you've got?" He pulled out a hidden blade from his boot. Krex laughed and swung again. This time, Jack jumped on his back, stabbed him in the neck joint, and ripped downward. Krex roared and slammed into the wall, but Jack held on, stabbing again and again. Finally, Krex dropped his axe. Jack stood over him. "You took the wrong girl," Jack whispered. Then he ended it. Escape. Running through fire. Alarms screamed. The station shook. Rika's voice came through. "Jack, we have incoming. They're launching warships. You have 3 minutes." Jack grabbed Maya's hand. "Come on, baby." They ran through the fire, smoke, and broken halls. Bodies lay everywhere. They reached the dock. Rika opened the ramp. "Get in." Jack picked Maya up and jumped inside. The Night Wolf lifted off just as explosions rocked the station. They flew into space, dodging lasers and chasing fighters. Rika spun the ship hard, hit the thrusters, and vanished into hyperspace. Safe, at last. Maya sat in the back room, wrapped in a blanket. Jack sat beside her, bandaged and tired. She leaned on his shoulder. "I knew you'd come," she said softly. Jack looked down at her. "You're my world," he whispered. "They forgot who I was. Now they'll never forget." The ship landed in the middle of the night. Its engines were quiet, like a ghost. A tall woman stepped out. She wore a dark jacket and carried 2 blasters on her hips. Her name was Rika, and she was not just a pilot. She was a smuggler, a fighter, and an old friend. Jack was waiting. She looked at him and whistled. "You look like hell." Jack didn't smile. They took Maya. Rika's face changed. "Zarnuk." Jack nodded once. "I'm going after them. I need a ride." Rika crossed her arms. "You don't just need a ride. You need weapons, intel, and luck. That's Zarnuk Prime space. No one gets in and out alive." Jack's voice was cold. "I will." She looked into his eyes and saw it. The old Jack. The killer. The ghost. She sighed. "All right. Let's go get your girl." Inside the ship, the Night Wolf. The ship was small but fast. It was built for smuggling and speed. Jack sat in the back, checking his weapons. He cleaned his blades and loaded his guns. Rika came in with a datapad. "I found a lead. A black market trader on Station K9 sold a Zarnok slave route map yesterday. Could be where they took her." Jack looked up. "Then that's where we go." "Station K9 isn't friendly," Rika warned. "It's full of bounty hunters, thugs, and killers." Jack stood up and strapped on his gear. "So am I." Station K9. 2 days later. The Night Wolf landed on a metal platform. The station was floating in space, rusted, and full of noise. Creatures from 100 species walked its dirty halls. It smelled like smoke, oil, and blood. Jack and Rika walked through the crowds. Jack wore a hood, but his eyes scanned everything. He saw weapons, gang signs, slaves in chains. He hated this place. They entered a dark bar. Loud music played. At the back, a tall alien with red skin and 4 arms was laughing. His name was Rorak, a black market info seller. Jack walked straight to him. Rorak looked up. "You're not welcome, human." Jack slammed a knife into the table. "I'm not here for welcome. I'm here for the slave route map." Rorak smirked. "That's expensive." Jack grabbed Rorak's arm and twisted it until it cracked. The alien screamed. The music stopped. Everyone stared. Jack leaned in. "My daughter was taken. I don't care about credits. I care about blood." Rorak gasped. All right. I sold the map to a Zarnok captain. Name's Drexel. He runs slave runs between Outpost X and Zarnok Prime. He's headed there now." Jack let go and pulled the knife out of the table. "Thanks." Rika looked around. "We should go. Fast." Back on the ship. They jumped into hyperspace. Jack looked at the map. Zarnok Prime. She's headed there. Rika frowned. "You know how hard it is to get into that system." Jack stared at the stars. "I don't plan on getting in quietly." Meanwhile, aboard the Zarnok ship, Maya sat in her cell. Her hands were shaking. She missed her father. She tried to be brave, but the pain was growing. A Zarnak guard came in and shocked her with a stun stick. "Speak again, and you get more," he growled. Maya didn't cry. She whispered, "My dad's going to kill you." The guard laughed. "Your dad is nothing." Back in space, Jack was standing in the ship's weapons room. He stared at a photo of Maya taped to the wall. Rika walked in. "You okay?" "No," Jack said, "but I will be when I get her back." He looked at his armor. It was old, but strong. He started putting it on, piece by piece. His voice was steady. "When they took her, they didn't just take a child. They pulled a demon out of hell. Now I'm coming." He put on his helmet. The red skull mark gleamed under the light. Rika looked at him and whispered, "They're not ready for you." Jack stepped toward the cockpit. "Nobody ever is."